Hello, everybody. Michael here. I'm back to comment once again on the Grzegorz Braun situation, or more specifically, I would like to respond to some of the comments that are being made. I know, I'm not supposed to comment on YouTube comments, because the people who comment on YouTube are rabble-rousers. But there have just been so many stupid things said that I would like to clear some things out. Now, far and away, overwhelmingly, the one comment that's been made by many people has been, does the Knesset allow crosses in their parliament? And if they don't allow crosses, why should the Sejm allow Hanukkah candles? People, please, come on, you're killing me. Now, I'll respond a couple of different ways. Firstly, the state of Israel is a Jewish state. There's no separation between the synagogue and the state. It's the Jewish homeland. That's what that country is. Like it or not, that's the law. Poland is not a Catholic state. There is an official separation between the church and state. In 1993, there was an official agreement written between the Holy See and Warsaw, assuring the autonomy of the organizations. Yes, Poland is a Catholic country, but the government officially is not there to represent one faith, one people. Israel is. So if you're going to try and compare the Sejm with the Knesset, you can't. It's not an argument you can use. It's not even about semantics. So no, there's no crosses in the Knesset, because it is there to represent the Jewish people. So it would absolutely make no sense. If you want to make a valid comparison between the Knesset, you would have to compare it to the Vatican. So if you ask whether or not a menorah should be put up in the Vatican, then I would say no, that would make no sense, because the Vatican is there to represent the Catholic people, and the Knesset is there to represent the Jewish people. Now, if you actually want to make a comparison between the Polish Parliament and, say, the German Parliament, or the Canadian Parliament, or the Senate in America, or Sweden, or several other countries that I guarantee you do have Hanukkah candles lit in their parliament. Why? Because those parliaments are there to represent the people of that country, and when there are people of that country who are demographics of religions other than Christianity or Catholicism, then it's your responsibility to represent them in Parliament. And I've had many people say, there are so few Jews in Poland, why should we represent them? Well, do you know why there are so few Jews in Poland? Because they were all murdered! There were 3.5 million Jews in Poland before the war. If they had not been murdered, Warsaw would be more than 50% Jewish. The history of Poland is wrapped up in the history of its Jewish people. If you think that Jewishness and Jews have nothing to do with Polish culture, you don't know your own history. Go to the Polin Museum. Go and understand it. So the act of lighting Hanukkah candle in the Sejm is not just representing the Jewish people of Poland, but it's paying respect to Poland's actual history. Do you not care about Poland's Jewish history? Listen, and you might not, and that's too bad. That's too bad for Poland, because you should. I'm here because I believe that Jewish people should care about its Polish history and Polish people should care about its Jewish history because they're not separate histories. Furthermore, a menorah is not even close to being the kind of religious symbol that a cross is. Hanukkah is not really a religious holiday. It's less of a religious holiday than Christmas. You can tell that because we don't really pray. We don't go to synagogue to pray for Hanukkah. All that Hanukkah is a celebration of Jewish resilience. And that's why we continue to celebrate it. And so lighting the Hanukkah candles in the Sejm is simply the Polish government, the Polish Parliament communicating that it too celebrates Jewish resistance. You should support that, given the Jewish history of this country, given the fact that Jewishness exists once again in Poland, the fact that Hitler failed and Jews were not wiped off the map. And I'm not talking about Israel and Palestine. You cannot associate what's happening in Israel and Palestine with all Jews in the world. Because what's happening in Palestine is not about Judaism. It's not about Jewishness. It's about the Israeli government believing that in order to keep the citizens of their country safe, they need to be doing what they're doing in Gaza. And I disagree with what is going on. But it has nothing to do with my culture, okay? It has nothing to do with the Hanukkah candles. It's very difficult to make a comparison between a menorah and something Christian because there is none. A menorah is, practically decorative. And so the notion that it's a satanic ritual is so laughably absurd because it's just lighting some candles. And no, the Knesset doesn't have Christmas trees because Christmas is not a Jewish holiday, and Israel represents the Jewish people. And let's just say that a Christmas tree was up in the Knesset, and it did offend somebody. Do you think that the appropriate response would be to set it on fire? No, it would be insulting to Christian people. There might be debate or conversation about it, that's fine. But to literally take a fire extinguisher and histrionically put it out, the fact that anybody would support that is really upsetting. And anyone who might support, say, the degradation of a Christmas tree in Israel should equally be condemned because it's completely disrespectful. And we need to be operating on a very base level of respect for other cultures. And frankly, if you're going to have a Christmas tree in the Sejm, there is no reason why you shouldn't have a menorah as well. It's weird for me that you wouldn't want Jewish people to feel welcome in Poland. Because you know what? That's what happens when a menorah is in parliament. The Jewish people, like myself, living here goes, you know what? I feel really welcomed and included in this country, which is overwhelmingly Catholic. So that, to me, is a really beautiful gesture, which a lot of you think shouldn't happen because why? You don't like Jews? I don't get it. Why would you be even remotely insulted by it? And anybody who thinks it's okay that Braun took a fire extinguisher and put out the Hanukkah candles is completely insensitive to Jewish people. Completely. And Jewish people have every right to be insulted, every right to condemn it. If you do not condemn what he did, you have to ask yourself, why are you okay with consciously insulting Jewish people? This is not just about whether or not Hanukkah candles should be lit in the Sejm, because you can say you don't like that, and that's fine. I might disagree with you, but that's fine. But to believe that the appropriate response is to do what Grzegorz Braun did, to violently disrespect the culture, that is another thing. That's another problem. And you need to ask yourself why you believe that that is okay. And if you believe that that is okay, then would you believe it would be okay to light a Christmas tree on fire in the Sejm or the Knesset? That is me for today. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. Thank you very much. I love you.